we've got a very, very educated guest list here this morning. And I just want to remind you that you're listening to WJOB 1230 AM and 104.7 FM. And again, as I said, this is the Town of Munster Show. My name is David Nellens. I'm one of the counselors on the Town Council for Munster, one of 5. And I enjoy doing this show, and I hope you all enjoy listening to it. Anyway, we have from Public Works, we got Bob Valois.
Good morning.
And we've got Luke.
Good morning.
And as a special guest, we have Jim Marino. And Jim is our new town manager. And he's been there about 5 months,
Right.
getting a chance to get his feet wet. Bob is coming up to a
1
year,
Yep.
about 12 months, although all these gentlemen have lots and lots of experience prior to coming to the town of Munster. Luke, you said you're almost at 2 years?
9 years.
9 years, I'm sorry. 9 years. Oh,
A couple
well,
more fingers.
Yeah.
there we go. I'll put some more fingers up. And we were just asked a question by the senior host here, part owner, Jim Deedlow. What's going on with Broadmoor? So we're going to start with that.
Well, we'll start with Broadmoor. So Broadmoor is currently stoned. They replaced the curb. They came through with the curb machine. Now they're going to do the handwork around the storm manholes and all the sanitary manholes. After that, they will then look into applying a binder coat. They anticipate asphalt being done by the 29th, and hopefully I would say the road would be open second week of October.
So the 29th of September.
Correct.
Now that road's been kind of worked on for a lot of the summer, right?
It has. We removed 6-inch water main and upgraded to an 8-inch water main. We had some conflicts with previous water mains that were already there, a couple 16-inch water mains that were not located correctly or on the atlas correctly. Issues with elevations of sanitary lines. So we've been working around all of those. Public Works, Water Department's been installing inserter valves so this project can move along. Being able to do that actually is beneficial for the town and cost savings instead of contracting that type of work out, which is we probably saved around $30,000 to $40,000 just doing that.
I would imagine, because the outside contractor work, their pricing is a lot more. It's
Sure.
a lot higher.
Yes.
And we've got the equipment and the trained staff and the knowledge, and we can buy the supplies.
Yes,
That's great
very
that we
lucky.
can do it ourselves.
And as for Broadmoor, you have Woodlawn that's over there. They completed probably 75% of the water main has been installed. They stopped at Fullerton. They made the tie-in at Fullerton. Now we need to flush and pressure test, and sample that new water main. After that gets passed, they will start making connections and carry on south down Woodland to, what was that plaza's name? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Market Square.
Market Square. That's where it'll end. And then after the utility work is done, sanitary and storm, because there's combined sewers there, they're being separated. And then
Now, Bob, what does a combined sewer mean?
a combined
you got
sewer
like
is
boys and girls, dogs and cats.
Not at all, Dave. So what it is you have your storm and your sanitary lines all in one. Your sanitary is supposed to go to a treatment facility, Hammond Sanitary.
Okay.
Your storm is supposed to outlet into your rivers and your lakes. So when they're not separated, they all go to Hammond Sanitary, and therefore the town pays more money for that
Volume of water.
rainwater to be treated. So with that being separated, we should see some cost savings with replacing those old lines and sending the storm
That
to
should
where
help.
it belongs.
But isn't there also a problem when we get a heavy rain and all this water comes rushing down the road drains? What happens then?
It goes to Hammond Sanitary.
No, it goes in the river.
Well, it does go in the river.
I mean, that's the part.
You asked about combined. That's not
what
combined.
it is.
Yes.
But when you got a big storm event and you got sometimes a weir board and all that water then goes over
Overflows. Yes.
and goes in the river.
Yes.
right?
Right.
Yes?
Correct.
And that's not good.
That is not good. That is not good.
So we want to work. That's why we're doing the separations. It's for the environment and also reduce the volume of liquids we're sending to Hammond.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Well said. Also, so Woodlawn, that is we're looking to have that paved. I believe that was also around the same time as Broadmoor, second to third week. Harrison Ave's done. We're going to be dirt and seeding the roadways there. Somerset is going to be paved 918 and 919. That curb work has started. Timberwood, October 1st, we're looking for that to be paved. And then we have Cobblestone, Westminster, and Cornwallis to do yet. So,
now, are they going to be done to the extent that you're doing Broadmoor?
No. Broadmoor was a pretty detailed project due to the fact of all the utility work being done.
Sure.
And the water main upgrade.
So these other ones are just going to be, what do you call it? Grind and
We
pave?
call them mill and fills.
Mill and fill.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. And Cardinal, Heather, and Oakwood are all complete. We're looking into possibly Milestone is going to go back and dress up the areas that need touched up for grass and seed and stuff like that. They're going to go back and redo it.
Okay. We talked, there's a water bond going out, or did go out.
It hasn't gone out yet. We're in the process of putting it together with the bond counsel and our financial consultant.
That's right. When we got a rating in the
A+
town.
rating from, yes. Standard
Great.
& Poor gave us an A+ rating. That's going to help reduce our interest rate. So that'll be issued later this year, October or November, I believe. And the funding will be available for next year for the water projects.
And that was, you call the amount of money? $10?
$10.
$10.
Yeah.
Couple, two tree.
Right. Cover it, right?
Yes, yes. 20 million, I believe it was, wasn't
Right.
it?
20 million.
Yeah.
And 52 cents?
And 52 cents.
All right. We also did some purchasing of supplies in this last council meeting. Something about salt.
Yes, we approved 2,500 tons of road salt for the 25-26 season here coming up. Hopefully we don't need to use it all, but I mean.
Now, do
we'll
we
be
have
ready.
some salt on hand?
Yeah, we have probably about 3,800 tons sitting in the salt barn.
So this salt will be on demand as you need it. You'll call for it.
Yep, and they deliver it.
And that one guy up there wanted to know about pepper.
No pepper, Dave.
No pepper.
Yeah, no pepper.
But you do
Next year.
You do use some pre-salt or pre-treatment on the salts.
Yeah, go ahead, Luke.
Yeah.
So we use a product called Ice Begone Magic. It's a byproduct of what's left over when they distill vodka. And then we make our own brine in-house where it's dissolved. Basically, water's poured over the road salt. Creates a brine, just like any brine you'd have, pickle juice, whatever. And then it's diluted down to the right salinity, and then that's mixed in with our Ice Begone Magic. And then each plow truck has a double tank system on it, and the driver can control how much comes out. And what it's doing is there's a spray bar as it's going to hit the road. It's being sprayed. It helps it melt faster. It sort of activates the salt, and it reduces the bounce and the scatter and helps us out when it gets really cold. So we make the brine in-house, and then our drivers fill up the trucks as we run through it.
So you got that set to go and all that.
Yep.
And we're prepared to handle the handle the snow in Munster as always.
We are prepared. Yes, sir.
Because we usually get all the accolades of, man, I know when I'm in Munster because look at the streets.
Yep, we got to keep our
We
reputation
want to keep
going.
that up, absolutely. So, we've got surety bonds and all that kind of stuff. We went to a groundbreaking. It was a groundbreaking last
Ceremony.
week.
Right, last Friday. Right. That's for the new trail project, the extension of the bike trail. The project is called Bridges Over Ditches. So,
Bridges over ditches.
Yes, bridges over ditches. So that's going to install 2 bridges over Hartstitch.
Yes.
And
Katy Marsh.
and
or Katy
Katy March
Right.
ditch.
So my understanding is this precedes me. Of course, you've been on this for quite a while. It's been a project that's 20 plus years in the.
They talked about 1998 or something
Yeah.
that it kind of hit the pavement at the first time.
Right. So this trail will connect Munster to Highland.
Yes.
It's a major project. It'll start next year. The materials have been ordered, so the construction will start next year. The contractor's out there now. They'll be doing some preliminary work.
And I thought they said maybe May, June completion.
I believe so. Yeah.
Something next summer, which
Right.
it's been a long time coming.
Right.
And it's really going to help because now in Munster you go riding your bike and all of a sudden the road stops and you're looking over like a bluff onto the other ditches. And I think it's 2 football fields away. It's quite a distance. It's not like 5 feet. You could bring a 2x8 with you and put it across the ditch.
Right.
It's pretty far.
So that'll be a good thing. Bob,
Yes.
you had some more you wanted to talk about.
So yes, the water bond actually projects we're going to be taking on will be changing out the SCADA system, and the SCADA system is actually the heart and brains of your water system. It's what communicates to your towers, your pumps, and all the valves on your towers. We're going to be including flow control valves on the water towers, which will allow us to control the hydraulics of the water system. So if we have too much water in one tower and we need to send it elsewhere, we can close that valve via SCADA system, and it'll shoot that water down to where the demand is needed.
Now, is that valve only open closed, or is it can it be throttled?
No, it can be throttled.
Well, that's good.
And then we have numerous water main projects we're going to be taking on. We're going to try and eliminate some 4-inch water mains and rear yard water mains, so we don't have to go in the back of people's yards anymore and dig up their backyards to repair a leak.
But that'll take a while to get all that work done.
And we're also looking into lead service line replacements. We need to replace all the lead service lines by 2037. So,
And do we have many?
Our inventory is a little over 100 right now.
And that's predominantly in any particular neighborhood?
I would say northwest
That's what I would say.
section of town. Yeah.
Mine was changed a number of years ago. I can't remember if it was lead lined or not, lead pipe, but mine was redone to copper probably 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
It is good.
Now, we have to monitor how our projects go and how much debris and water leaks off on the projects down to the gutters and stuff. Now, somebody said that is a MBA 4.
MS4,
MS4.
which is Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System. And there's several of us, myself, Bob, Phil Pierce, who's our water crew leader, and another employee, Nick Lavalette, our MS4 inspectors. And our job, I just recently became one in March, so every town that's over, is it 50,000 people, is an MS4, and they have public waterways, ditches, streams. As Bob said earlier, your stormwater drains to public waterways, whether it's rivers, ditches, ultimately Lake Michigan. So
Right.
we have responsibilities as a town to make sure that our contractors, our residents, our builders, and even ourselves are making sure that we're not polluting our storm system with debris. So when you drive past a construction site and you see the black fencing up or the black silt worms in place, that's designed to keep the sediment within the site and out of the storm system.
And the water can leak. Clear water can leak
They
off.
allow the clear water through. They hold the sediment, and every time someone's going to build, they have to submit what's called a SWIP, which is a stormwater pollution prevention plan, and the town approves it, and it basically lays out their erosion control measures and all the other things that they have in place.
And holds them compliant.
And holds them compliant. And I go through and do inspections weekly and make sure everything's in place. They do their own self-monitoring where they send it, a report into us. So if you're a builder in town, I look forward to meeting you, and we're all about working with them and showing them,
how to do it.
things
We want a successful project.
Yes. So
it's not only about stormwater quantity, it's also quality.
Yep.
That affects your ditches and rivers.
That's right.
One of the things I learned in class is that 68% of public waterways in the state of Indiana are what they call impaired, which means you can't use them for their design purpose: fishing, swimming, drinking. So that's
Really?
where MS4 comes in. 68% is a big number.
It is a big number.
And that's why you don't see cement trucks washing out in the curb lines anymore. They have bags they wash out into, or there's even designated washout
Or
areas.
boxes or
yeah,
something.
because another interesting thing was that 1 teaspoon of concrete washout is as caustic as Drano to fish.
Really?
That's another thing they taught us in class that surprised me. So, and we do things as a department around our own. We're keeping good housekeeping at our shop. If you pull into our yard right now, we've got silt socks in front of our salt barn. We've got baskets in our catch basins to catch our debris. I've been trying to sweep the yard once a week with our street sweeper and keep that stuff out of there. All of our bulk materials are in a place where they can't reach the
Stormwater.
catch basins and all that stuff. So, Stormwater Awareness Week is the 22nd through the 26th of this month. So,
And see, that brings us up to a area that I'm going to ask our town manager about: communications and getting the word out to the public. And we did talk about some positions last night and getting some help and recruiting. So tell us about that, Jim.
Well, with communications, there's actually two parts of that were on the agenda last night. One is hiring a consultant to put together a communications plan. That was something that the council had wanted to do. Related to that is hiring a communications director. So the plan is to start working with this consultant. They will survey the community. They will evaluate all our communications methods throughout town, throughout all departments. They'll look at the website and make recommendations on all the improvements we have to do. And then we'll have the communication director on staff who will be able to implement that plan and provide communications. In particular, it's important to keep the community up to date on projects, emergencies, public works projects, when there's going to be a road closure, when there's a water main break, things like that, if there's going to be a detour. We do that now, but we need to do a better job of it.
It's kind of hit and miss. I'm going to just say that as a
Right.
resident,
Right.
along with being a councilman. It's a kind of a hit and miss. And it's been that way for a long time. So I applaud you for pushing to get this going and to bring this on. Now, we also have some other positions here.
One of the other positions is a economic development director.
Great.
This is a key position in municipalities.
Bringing more businesses, more opportunities to
Right.
our community.
Right. Solicit and attract businesses to come into the community. Also to work with existing businesses to help them stay in town, meet their needs, and help them expand. And then the other position is the assistant town manager position. This position will primarily focus on human resources. We don't have a human resources director right now, and that function is somewhat decentralized in the town, which isn't always good. We really need to have it centralized in the town manager's office. So that'll be their primary function, along with some other duties.
And you're going to want to have consistency in the HR area,
Definitely.
and so that everybody's off the same playbook.
Right. It's important to have standard policies, and it's important to have them implemented consistently. We have a personnel manual that hasn't been updated since 2018. We have draft revisions. That takes the time to go to, but we need a human resources director in place to help us put that policy in place, review it, keep it up to date.
I know that we have a large number of things we have to go over in terms of policies and procedures. We talked about some of the codes and ordinances, and we just really need to review all these things, and that's why we're glad that you're on board. And we've got Bob here on board and Luke, that you fellas can jump in there, and you know a lot to begin with, and help us tweak all these things at the town of Munster. Because, again, we want to be consistent. You don't want to tell one resident, no, you can't do that. And then Bob says, yeah, you can do that. We'll show you how to do it. But, it's important for consistency. We want a good quality community and make sure that everything is running well. So I guess, part of it, Jim, is how do you feel about Munster?
I think Munster's in a good place. We know there's a lot of good amenities with the parks program, with the schools. I think our services that we provide to the community are great. I've only been here 5 months, but from what I'm seeing in all departments, we have great staff here. Public Works, Fire, Police, Community Development, really good staff that are working for the community. There's some areas of improvement, but that's just like any organization, any municipality. But we got a plan in place, and we'll get that going.
Kind of tweak in and zero in on that, but I like your approach where you're doing the broad view, working, sitting down with each of the department heads and finding out what they have or don't have and what they need, and then you're coming back to the council and this is what we need to do or that, and it's important that there's a lot of talk about this Senate Bill number 1 that the governor got passed, and it's a good deal. Residents are going to potentially get $300 off their property taxes. I don't know that it's clear, but how the calculation takes place. But on the other end, that means all the towns and cities like Munster will get a little less money. And I believe that's in the general fund. And that's kind of confusing. We got a general fund, and we got a vehicle fund, and we got this and that, and we have to be prepared. But I was thinking about it. The general fund I thought was somewhere around $9 million.
Approximately.
$9 million, okay. And our overall town budget is $80 million. And yes, you could have, I don't know, 100,000, 200,000 less in the general fund. There's some talk about $3 million, but I don't think that's per year. I think that's
projected by the state, $3.3 million loss in revenue for next year, 2026. That's worst case scenario. It's just projections right now. We'll have a better sense of what that amount's going to be in about April next year.
But that would just be against the general fund.
Correct.
And the general fund's only 9. So you're talking a third. Mm-hmm. That's a big cut in terms of things. But when you've got, not to lessen it, but with $80 million budget, and some of that's dependent on fees and things. We collect the fees for the garbage and leaf collection, leaf vac, and water and all that, that there is some opportunity, some wiggle room. Not to say we shouldn't be prepared for it, but, we can't be Chicken Little and go hide in the cave and don't do anything and stop plowing the streets. We've got to...
Well, that's the thing, Dave. You're right. The people have to be aware that there is a water fund, sanitary fund. So when you see water projects and stuff going on, a lot of times it's coming out of that water fund. It's not coming out of the general fund. General fund doesn't get touched for any of the water projects or sanitary projects or something like that.
And that's important to know. And again, I don't want to be Chicken Little and go hide in the cave and not do any more work. We could save a lot of money.
Sure. Council
says, you know what? Lay them all off. But now who's going to pick up the garbage, and who's going to plow the streets in the snow, and who's going to, when the water main pops, who's going to fix it?
Council.
The council. Yeah, well, it wouldn't be the first time I was called out on a job at midnight. But yet you have to look at, too, all right, the water main pops. Yep. Who responds to it?
Water department.
Water department, and they fix it.
Yes, sir.
And the cost for that project is substantially less, I'm going to say less, than if we called an outside contractor to come in
I
and
agree.
repair it. And maybe be done sooner. And, it just, we have to be conscious of what's going on, but we also have to look at the fact that Munster does a lot of their own activities, and there's a savings right there off the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's happening even more. Bob's done a great job of trying to bring a lot of the work in-house. He's got excellent employees that know how to do a lot of the work, or they're going to get trained, and it's going to save us quite a bit of money.
Absolutely. Well, we're sort of in the wrap-up.
Well, speaking of excellent employees, I wanted to say thanks to Ken Warner. He's going to be retiring. We appreciate him, and thank you for your service, Ken.
Absolutely. We've got a lot of dedicated employees. Luke, did you have a wrap-up?
No, just, with Stormwater Awareness Week coming up, the easiest thing to remember is they say only rain down the drain. So if you're going to mow, don't blow your clippings in the road. Keep your fertilizer out of the road.
No motor oil, no antifreeze.
Yeah, none of that stuff.
What am I supposed to do with that stuff?
They have household hazardous waste collection that happens
Yes,
at different facilities
Please.
through Lake County. So don't dump it down the drain. It's bad news.
Okay. And our town manager, any wrap-ups? Would you like to?
Things are going well. You've heard about all the projects. We've got a good plan in place. We've got some challenges, like you said, with the Senate bill, but we're working to find ways we can save money, and generate some new money.
Absolutely. And, I certainly appreciate being involved on the council and helping work with our staff and make things happen. And I feel that Munster's a great place also. I've lived here since 1964, and I've seen a lot of things, and it's been good. Moving forward, making sure everything goes well. So for those of you that have been listening to the show, we're on 1230 a.m., WJOB, and 104.7, and we are doing very well here. And I want to say I appreciate you fellas coming out. Town manager was a late ask, but appreciate all you being here, and it was a great show.
Thank
So
you, Dave.
thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
having us.